Today it's back on the grind, opening up more NBA Hoop Series from the 1990s. And today we got the 91-92 NBA Hoop Series 1 box to chase Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and a ton of the Dream Team legends. There we go. Box of NBA Hoops 91-92. Now this is Series 1. There is also Series 2, which is right over there. We haven't opened it yet, but we're going to jump right into opening this box for the very first time. I've opened up a few individual packs of these, but never have I been able to open up an entire box. So that's what we got today. And we're searching for Michael Jordan cards out of here. You've got all the guys from the Dream Team: Barkley, Ewing, Mullen, Pippen, Bird, Magic, pretty much anybody that you guys can think of from the Dream Team set. So we're going to chase and see how many Michael Jordans. Of course, we're chasing Jordans always. The sleeves on these look really clean. All right, going in for pack number 1. And again, we're chasing MJ cards today, as well as, again, Larry's, Magic's, anything else that we can chase out of this set. And that's what we're going for in particular. We're looking for Michael Jordans. All right, here we go. First pack. We got the AC Green. These are nice, clean cards. I love the action shots on these cards in particular. They after the first couple years of NBA Hoops cards, they got this figured out really nicely. And it was very different from the 89 set. Well, 89 had the white borders, and then 90 they went with the silver, but it had like kind of the dome. They went to square on these ones because a lot of the times with the 90 set, the print and the cuts were pretty rough on most of those cards. The cuts were pretty rough on those cards. Hey, there's Bernard King All-Star card. We're at our first All-Star card. Ooh, Supersonics. Okay. Hopefully we find a good one here. Buck Williams, Robert Parrish, league leaders in field goal percentage. And then a retro class of 79 Larry Bird card. Wow, look at the old school Larry with the mustache, that hair. Probably one of the better cards in the set. All right, we got our first pull there. All right, back at it. I guess we got some inside stuff cards at the back, which is fine. All right, so we got Olden. All right, we got the Olden Polonies. A little technical difficulty there for a second. Trying to work out some issues with the lighting. We got Terry Porter, Baba Hansen, Sean Elliott, Ricky Pierce, Mr. Sixth Man. Got Red Edwards. Sure, whoever. Naming your kid Blue. I think that's kind of fun. Here up to colors. Joe Dumars. There's Phil Jackson. Okay, got a coach card. Orlando. Pre-Shaq. Another Larry Bird card. Wow, points, rebounds, assists, 91 milestones. And then Kevin Johnson inside stuff here at the end. Okay, I like these cards at the end. These are cool milestones cards. And by the way, there's a ton of MJ cards, milestone MJ cards in this set. So we could potentially get a handful of different MJs that are in this set. I think there's over again a half a dozen different MJ cards you can get out of here, which is crazy. Like this set, like as they went along, they just had the All-Star and the OGs in the first couple sets, and then what they got into was more of just adding in more cards, more like kind of small little sets and chases towards the end of these sets. So there's a Stockton card, and that's team card. These checklists, they just talk about the team. Okay, Chris Ford, and then Bernard King at the end. And they would add in the mini kind of chases and such in these sets, which I think is kind of cool. It adds a little bit different flavor, adds some other cards into these sets, which is always fun to. What is Todd doing there? Why is every Todd Lichty card I see in the different sets, why is he looking so funny? All right, we just opened this set, it looked like. Same cards. This looks very similar to what we just opened. Nope, Robert Parrish. Steph's dad, Stacey King. Okay, so they were a little bit different. There's Sir Charles. Rick Adelman, hometown coach of the Pacers. Cool, I like the team cards. Fitzsimmons, and then Pistons card. I do like the team cards in here. It's always funny. It's like, I wonder whoever made the decision to add the coach cards in. I wonder if anybody collects the coach cards. Is this something anybody does? There's a Drazen type of rookie, Patrick Ewing. Okay. Most improved player, Scott Skiles. We've got a heck of a nice pack here going on. Got Skinny Lever, Purvis Ellison, Blair Rasmussen with David Robinson looking like somebody just stole the last piece of pie from Grandma's apple pie. There's Hakeem, not Akeem, because he changed his name. Mark Eaton. Always find ourselves a Mark Eaton card. All right, there's Timmy Hardaway, the Sloan, Spurs, and a Robert Parrish yearbook card. Wow, that goes way back. And then Reggie and Jeff Malone free throw percentage. Got some good cards right off the rip right here. Okay, so we're still looking for MJ. Still looking for Scottie Pippen. This will be interesting. I haven't opened these packs. I've opened up a few of these packs, but it's been so long. Who knows what the hit rate on some of these Jordan cards are. I've had a few of the NBA Hoop series where the Jordan pulls were pretty insane. Like you're getting there's 4 or 5 Jordans a box. So it'll be interesting to see if that continues here. Don Nelson giving the peace sign. All right, Bucks team card. Lenny and Bullets team card. Now the Wizards. Are we allowed to call them the Bullets still? Is that okay to do or is that not okay? Anybody know? Oh, there's a Magic. All right, so we got our first base Magic Johnson card. Very nice. Been looking for that. Actually, my brother, I think, was looking for that card. Uncle Cliffy Robinson. Been looking and collecting the Magic cards. In fact, there's another Dream Team guy, Malone. Little Spud. Brian Shaw. Got Kevin Johnson. Richie. Wow, look at these old school looks. Or there's the 91 champs. Wow. Okay. Cards in the top 10 of this set. I was just looking at that for a second. All right, I like that. I'll put that aside. And then Moses and Alex field goal. And then Magic and Stockton. Nice. Lakers in both those cards. So I got a good, decent amount of cards. So there's our first Bulls Jordan card. This is in the top 10 for the of the set to chase. NBA champs 1991 when they beat the Lakers. That was the changing of the guard in the NBA. We went from Lakers and the Celtics reigning supreme to it being the Bulls. That was the change right there. All right, I think we've seen this pack here just a second ago. Let's run through these. Bimbo Coles. Great name. Great name. All right, Brad Daugherty again. Bob Weiss. Celtics. All right, got Larry Bird there. Rick Adelman, coach. And then jamming with Will Smith. That's got to be a banger of a chase card out of here. Stay in school, y'all. That is a great looking card. Oh, that's great. Got the Celtics card. All right, so we keep pulling. Larry Bird cards are cheap today. Not finding any MJs, though. Looking for those Michael Jordans. Looking for the MJs. There's Dominique. I like this card a lot. The dunk, that pose on there. Looks so good. D. Best dunkers. It's got to be the era with some of the best dunkers in the NBA was the early 90s. Man. Six-man Detlef Schrempf. Those early 90s, there were so many good dunkers and high flyers and great time to be alive. All right, Magic Johnson All-Star card. Gukis. Miami. Another Robert Parrish. And then a Maurice Cheeks card. I pulled this recently too. All right. Still no Michael Jordan card. Again, I don't know what's the pull rate on Jordans out of this set because so far we've been blank so far other than that team card. Not looking great here. Ainsley, Ricky Green. Oop, just dropped it. Bernard. Again, what's Todd Lichty doing? He's being all weird there. So Charles, Karl Malone. Pat Riley off to the Knicks at that point. So you got Atlanta. You got Moses with the Rockets. Wow, 74 yearbook. And then a winning time inside stuff Reggie card. So we're starting with this Series 1 card. But then there's also the box here of Series 2 that's got the Dream Team cards in that one. I'm going to save that one for a special opening because I can't wait to chase some of those cards from the Dream Team set. I know it's not like there's a lot of these around and they're not super crazy, but I love chasing some of the just, $100 cards out of here because they're super fun. And The Dream Team, again, I will go down as one of the greatest teams of all time. And I love chasing cards from the Dream Team guys. And so that's an NBA Hoops set there, which I've never opened that box either. So that'll be fun to go chase that and go see what's going on with the cards in that set. Should be some good MJ cards in there. There's some rarish Dream Team type cards. No, it would have been more fun back in the day if they would have autographed some of those cards, because they'd be really hard, really fun to chase now. But I don't think they autographed very many cards back then, which is super unfortunate. All right, Hornets out of this world. I do like that Hornets card. All right, was Charlotte was becoming a team with the expansion. And speaking of expansion, hopefully, I think there's been news that the Seattle may get a team back, which is great. I hope they call them the Sonics, and I hope they stick with the yellow-green uniforms, because I know one of the things that... There's a Sean Kemp card. I think that's his second year. One of the things that Gary Payton has asked that the Thunder not do is try to retire his number. He absolutely is refusing to have his number retired by the Hornets because... the Thunder, because he didn't play for that franchise. He played for Seattle. So I think if Seattle gets a team back, I think one of the first things they should do is retire Gary Payton's number. They should maybe retire Sean Kemp's number. I don't know. But they should definitely go back to the roots and stick with focusing on Seattle if they get the franchise back. But also, I would say, they should probably keep with the same uniform colors, too. There's your Blazers team card, like that. All right, checklist. Take a shot. And then Jim Les and Trent Tucker, 3-point percentage. Would love to, I would love to see if the Sonics come back. I want to see the Sonics unis to be the same colors. Not go something different. Don't name the team something else. Go back to Sonics. That's what we want. We want to see... We want the old Seattle. We don't want some other like Seattle Emeralds or something else. Oh, there's the Drexler card that's right up there on the box. I like that Drexler card. We don't need Seattle to have a different team. We want the Sonics. The Sonics are going to come back. Name them the Sonics. That's all I asked for. All right. Kings, and then a David Robinson Celebration from Graduation card. Wow, that's slick. And then... 100 years of hoops. Wow. That is an interesting centennial card. 1981 to 1991. No idea where this card lines up in the in this set, but that is definitely a different card. I'm going to save that one for binder. I love keeping kind of the nostalgic cards out of these sets. I know some people are like, they're only chasing one or two cards or whatever, but like there's some of those cards that you don't see that they only do one of. Those are actually really cool, and I really like those types of cards. So I always take the chance to look at that, like the Will Smith one, just looking at stuff that's different and just enjoying and embracing, with NBA Hoops and some of these other sets, that some of these cards are just different. And I like that. I really do when they insert some of these other variations. But right now we could use some variety because we are getting skunked on trying to find any Jordans. We haven't found any Pippins yet. Kind of getting blanked on some of the cards I would expect for us to see right now, which again, with some of the other NBA Hoop sets in like 89, 90, way more Hersey Hawkins. There's way more MJ cards. All right, got T-Wolves. You got as league leaders and assists, Alvin Robinson, John Stockton, and you got a Magic milestones and assists. There we go. So there's one of those special Magic Johnson cards from the set, but we are still going Jordanless, right? This is the farthest I think I've gone into a box without an MJ card. It feels like of the last kind of year that I've been opening stuff, I don't think I've gone this long with no MJ card. This is really strange. Kind of feels weird. Either something big's going to happen at the end, or it's going to be a complete dud. Is what I feel like. We keep getting we haven't even got a Jordan All-Star card. We've got Mullen, Don Nelson. We've pulled Bucks. We've pulled Lenny Wilkins. We've pulled Washington. We've pulled those cards for a while. No MJ cards, though, yet so far. Well, that's not good. We're looking for MJs. This is the whole point of what we're trying to do. We're trying to go for the chase. And maybe some days there's going to be a ton of MJs in the boxes. Maybe I've lucked out recently. You know, with 4, sometimes 5. There was a 93, 94 upper deck box where there was over 10 different Jordans in there. I pulled so many different Jordans out of that set. There's a Hakeem and then checklist, take a shot. I pulled so many Jordans out of the 93, 94 upper deck, but, you know, this box kind of being stingy. I don't know. Guess we'll find out here. There's Rex, BJ again. Kind of tough right now. I'm just not finding the cards that I'm looking for. Sarunas, we haven't seen that card yet. Okay, we're into some other cards we haven't seen yet. McHale. Jim Lynam. Nuggets. Okay. Clyde. Great. And then Warriors with Mullen. Still no MJ. Where are you, Michael? Did you get sucked up into Space Jam? Did you get sucked up into the golf course? All right, there's a GP card. Okay, now we're into some cards I haven't seen yet. Okay, Stockton, Moses. Wow, McHale. Holy crap, this is a loaded pack there. 4 Hall of Famers. Horace. Holy smokes, that was a 4 right off the cuff. Bet I couldn't do that again, pulling these cards. All right, here's again Tom Chambers. Well, I'm going to just say this right now. I don't think there's NBA hoops. All right, here's a dual. Okay, scoring leaders card. Okay, there's Moses, and there's a Jordan Malone scoring leaders card. So not one of the Jordan-ish cards we were looking for. There we go. But it's not the base cards. Still searching, so I don't know what's going on today. Just a little bit slow on the pulls today. Gerald Glass. Great name. Great name for an NBA player. All right, Jerome. Cartwright. Nope, still no MJ. Seen the Bulls, but Defensive Player of the Year, Pippen against Rodman. God, I love that card. That looks nice. Reggie. Glenn Alvin Robertson. Chris Dudley. Here we go. Oh, let's go. There we go. All-Star MJ card. First All-Star or base card that we pulled. It looks kind of clean. The bottom looks a little bit cut. We'll see. Probably. I mean, the corners look really nice on that card, though. Woohoo! All right. Only took us over half the box to find that one. My goodness. All right. So Jazz. NBA league leaders and rebounds. And then jamming with the boys and Will Smith. Wow. Okay, stay in school, kids. The boys. For the boys. Jamming with the boys. Will Smith cards. Man, you just don't see this type of stuff in cards anymore. You know, Will Smith, NBA inside stuff. I'm surprised they didn't bring back the inside stuff when they brought the NBA on NBC back this last year. Why wouldn't they wouldn't decide to do the inside stuff again? I have no idea. Would have been nice. Would be great. All right, there's Worthy, Dunleavy, Dallas, Hakeem and David Robinson, and ooh, a milestone MJ card. Let's go for scoring. That looks pretty clean. The bottom doesn't look super great. They look all kind of cut weird. I don't know. That looks like a nice card, though, again. Woo, okay, now we're pulling some MJs. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Isn't a full dud, but I'd still like one of the inline cards. Still would like an inline card, which we have not found yet. Sarunas again. Sam Perkins. Gerald Glass. Marley. Kersey. We just opened this pack. All right, David Robinson All-Star. Chris Ford. Looking like he owns a Chevy. Wes Unseld, and we got back to the Future Hornets card again. All right. I think we have about 12 packs to go. Okay, we're only about halfway. We're just about halfway. We're about halfway. I do like these cards. If you guys have never opened these sets, these cards come out really clean. They're not stuck. They feel good. They're just nice and sharp. I don't know, like some of the cuts on these might be a little bit off, but they're just coming off here nice. I'm just pulling one at a time, nice and smooth. All right, Cliff Living. Wow, that's really blurry card. The print on some of the cards are a little bit blurred. All right, there's Stockton, Dick Motta, New Jersey, Chris Ford coach, and another Bernard King class card. We got one of those earlier. So yeah, the print on these look nice. They're coming off nice and clean. They're not like the high gloss stuff that we've seen in some of the other sets from the 90s, but they're just coming out nice and clean. I'm just picking the card off, just pulling it up. And that's the way it should be when you're unboxing these cards. You should be able to just pull one card up at a time, and they should just be nice and smooth, just like that. Just edge it, come up nice and smoothly on it. All right, Bernard, Lawtree, technical foul on you, bud. All right, Sonics, and then Buck Williams, Robert Parrish, rebound leaders, and then another Larry card from 79. So I got two of those Larrys. So now we're getting some dupes. We've got some new MJ cards here. Come on. I want some new MJ cards. Don't tell me this box is a dud. I'm going to be a little disappointed if this is a dud type of a box. Would not be fun. There's Dudley, Oakley. Oh, Dudley was in before the MJ All-Star last time. We got a Ricky Pierce this time, sixth man. Bill Fitch again. Bill Fitch had a couple different cards then. Knicks, Dominique, and then Dale Harris in the back. No special card on that one. All right, let's keep rolling. Okay, got a regular Sean Kemp. We're gonna find this Jordan card. Hell or high bid. If I don't pull an inline MJ out of here, then we're gonna have to get this box again. But I still got a few packs. There's still got a ways to go. Can find it. All right, Terry Porter. Maybe there's another MJ All-Star card back here. Philly. Magic from there. And checklist number 2. Take a shot. I'm going to get hella drunk at this point at home. 3 shots already with all the checklist cards we got going on. All right, KJ. Sir Charles. Walter. Got Travis. Again, Supersonics, unis, love those unis. Jeff, not Carl. And an inline Larry Bird. All right, nice. Looks like a nice card. Nice action shot, Larry. Looking like he's having some fun out there. All right, McHale, Jim Lynam. Got Denver. And then Clyde. And then Golden State. All right, with Mullen there on the back. All right, so we got Larry. We got Magic. So I'm kind of surprised, again, that we have not seen an inline base Jordan yet. For some reason, either that there's like all these packs at the bottom have them, or there's like one pack that, you know, has like 15 Jordans in it. That would have been crazy back in the day. Could you anybody imagine back then if they would have had a pack, basically like a basketball god pack that had every single, you know, every card in it was a Jordan card? That's crazy. All right, here's another Larry, points, rebounds, assist milestones, and another Kevin Johnson card. It's been a Larry Bird box here today. Kind of surprising. Like, again, with as many MJs as there are in here, and then another. There's just like I said. There's just so many Larry Birds in this set. So, love you to death, Larry. Larry's my guy. But I need to see an MJ in here soon. All right, seeing some cards we haven't seen yet here. Hardaway, Buck. There's KJ. Richie, another Bulls championship card. All right. Moses and Alex, and then another Stockton and Magic card. Again, this card's in the top 10 of the set, but it's top 10. It's not in the top 5. Let's find some Jordans. All right. Come on, MJ, where are you at? Okay, I haven't seen these cards yet. Bowie, Walker. Yeah, Dennis Scott. All right, there's a Magic base. Okay. Man. Seen one of those in a while. All right, Brad Daugherty again. Bob. Celtics. Yeah, this is a pro Larry Bird box here. My goodness. And then jamming with Will Smith again. Wonder what that was like back in the day. Hanging out with the Will Smith. Uncle Cliffy with his headband. I think Cliff Robinson made the headband look cool in the NBA. Well, not as many guys wear the headbands anymore, but he was a headband pro guy for sure. Loved it. Loved me Cliff Robinson. Mr. kind of do-it-all. Fun guy to watch. Fun guy to watch. Rest in peace. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, but long-time trailblazer. Super fun guy to watch. Played for Portland. So here we go, Mark Jackson again. Just kind of tootling along. Again, I think we've seen most of these cards, so nothing new here. And nothing new, but got an MJ All-Star card. Let's go. Okay, sorry. Was looking for the inline card. Didn't realize we were already at the back. But we found ourselves another All-Star. There we go. All-Star number 2. And we got here at the back. Jimmy Rogers, Utah. David and Dennis, and jamming with the boys again. All right, got those back to back. Is there only 2 of those cards? There should be more. Maybe there's more Will Smith cards in this set. I don't know. Okay, final 2 packs. We got 2 more chances here to pull an MJ card. Nope, Paxson, Chucky Brown, Dumars. Wow, this could be interesting. I never would have imagined opening up an entire box and not pulling one base Michael Jordan card. This is crazy. All right, final pack. Final pack. Will there be an MJ at the end here? I would like to think so. All right, Dennis Rodman. I really want the inline, the base card. It's so crazy that we have not found it yet. That is going to be insane if we go a whole box with no inline MJ. All right, Tyrone, Kevin. Yep, we're down to the end. Here's Hardaway. No inline MJ. Crazy. How is that even possible? All right, Spurs, Robert Parrish yearbook, and then the final card is going to be Reggie and Jeff with the league leaders in free throw percentage. So absolutely cannot complain trying to pull Michael Jordan cards in a box. But however, we're going to have to pull this set again because going an entire box without pulling an inline Jordan card blows my mind. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that thumbs up on the way out. Hit that subscribe button if you're new or if you love chasing Michael Jordan cards. And if you're looking for more basketball content, check out one of the videos on the screen. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, keep on ripping packs, baby.